Thank you, Scentbird, for sponsoring this video, but more on that later. Every year, December comes around, a chill sets in, the days get shorter, and the amount of motivation I have to do anything gets smaller and smaller. I know winter doesn't officially start for another few weeks, but here in New York City, it really feels like it's arrived. And I'm trying to take every precaution not to fall into my winter slump before it even starts. So let's spend a day or two together in my New York apartment figuring out how to exactly escape the winter blues. Winter can be tough, so here's what we're going to do about it. It's making me stressed. It's currently 3 o'clock, and it just feels like the sun is about to set. And I think it's making me stressed because it is. I talk about this so much in my vlogs, but I cannot stand the sun setting so early. I think that is the root of my seasonal depression, of feeling anxious in the winter. I really don't like the dark. I don't like the nighttime. I want to move to one of those places in the world where there's sunlight like 23 hours a day. I would be totally fine with that. The downside to that though is I'm pretty sure the other half of the year it's 23 hours of darkness, and that is my worst nightmare. Moral of the story is there is nothing we can do about it, and we just kind of have to live with it. And even though the sun sets at literally 4:15 right now or something crazy in New York City, we're gonna learn how to deal with it and cope. I have been actively trying to find ways to pull myself out of my winter slump, my seasonal depression, the winter blues, you know, all of that before I get into it deep. Because some years it hits me hard and I find myself not leaving my apartment for days at a time because I am just so cold and anxious and sad, and I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that this year. So ever since I moved into this apartment, I've been super prioritizing self-care. So I wrote a list down of ways that I've been prioritizing self-care so I can remind myself of it every single day. So I'm gonna share this list with you because I feel like since I moved into this apartment, I've been trying to share little self-care tips here and there. But this is the things that I have been trying to do to make myself feel like a person every day and not just want to feel sad, you know? I've been trying to ice my face every single morning, kind of wake myself up. It's already pretty cold in my apartment. So, you know, I'm already waking up a little bit once I'm up, but I think icing my face is just good to deep puff it, to deep bloat it, all of that. The sun is literally going behind a cloud, so it's becoming even darker in here than it was 30 seconds ago. Do you see what I'm talking about right now? I'm like, let's fight the winter blues, but here they are. They're literally right here. It should not be this dark and gloomy at 3 p.m. Whatever. Okay, back to the list. I have been trying to fully do my hair every single day, as you can see. Did a nice little slicked back braid. It was super easy to do, and doing something like that makes me feel more put together. Here's the sun. Bring it back to me. And I swear to you, I am so much more productive. I don't know what the math or science behind that is, but that helps. Physical activity. Really easy to feel super tired all day if you don't do any activity. So even just going for a walk or going to the gym, going to a dance class. I even every once in a while, if it's so cold outside and I really, really don't want to leave my apartment, I will do a Pilates workout in my apartment on YouTube. They're free, gets you moving, doing your skincare. I always do my skincare every morning, every night. And that also helps wake me up. It's kind of hand in hand with the icing my face, you know? Okay, hear me out on this next one. Morning coffee. Now, if you don't like coffee, let's replace that with morning drink of choice. I have been so much more motivated to wake up in the morning, get out of my cozy bed, when I know that I'm about to make myself a delicious cup of coffee. Giving yourself some kind of motivating food you make in the morning or drink, something like that. And for me right now, it's making my delicious homemade coffees, which I am now a self-proclaimed barista. I'm obsessed with making different coffees every morning, and that is literally a motivating factor to get me out of bed. I think giving yourself a little incentive to get out of bed in the morning is a very good method to motivate yourself to get up, especially when it's so cold and you don't want to get up. This kind of goes with the skincare, but finding a good lotion. I've been using CeraVe forever, just the plain good old-fashioned CeraVe, you know the one. And I use that as my face lotion and my body lotion, but I wanted to add a little pizzazz, you know? So I got this vanilla EOS lotion. It smells so good. It makes me, I kind of hate putting on lotion. I have never been a fan of how lotion feels on my body. And so I decided to finally grow up in the past few years and start actually doing it. But you know, it always felt like a chore. Putting good smelling lotion on your body, that's life changing. I'm excited to do it. Every single time I get out of the shower, I'm yay, it's time to put on my lotion. And this honestly brings me to my last self-care point, which is smell good. Okay, hear me out, everybody. Smelling good, that that is gonna motivate you to go out and do things. I don't know the math or science behind this as well. I saw a TikTok a few weeks ago, and to be honest, I can't remember who it was. I don't even remember really what the purpose of the TikTok was. I'm assuming it was maybe self-care or like something like that. But she was talking about how you should have like different perfumes for different like events and different things. So you should have like a perfume that you put on that makes you feel happy. Like every single time you smell it, you feel happy. You should have a perfume that you could put on before you go to bed, so it makes you like associate that smell with sleeping and getting tired. And I was like, you know what, that is a good idea. So I have been experimenting with perfumes, trying to find my scent for the past few years. It wasn't until like 1 or 2 years ago I really started investing in perfumes, trying to find my right scent. I have been so obsessed with vanilla right now. I've been trying out some scents from Scentbird. So like I said, I have been really into vanilla. I have my vanilla lotion, and I really wanted to find like a vanilla type perfume that matched the lotion because I just feel like that would layer really well. I have been trying Vanilla Sky by Skylar, and this one is literally just pure vanilla, cappuccino, and caramelized cedar. It's so good. I also got another scent from Skylar as well, and it's fall cashmere. And this one is roasted almond, cinnamon bark, and spiced ginger. Like that's screaming holiday party. I also wanted to keep trying other floral scents because I typically do gravitate toward floral perfumes. Also, I'm trying out Ambassadora and Scarlet Moon. I especially love the Ambassadora because this has my vanilla in it, but then it also has like lemon, raspberry, and then some other florals. So I got all these fragrances from Scentbird, and the benefit of Scentbird is that you get to try a ton of different perfumes, but it really minimizes the risk. Like you aren't gonna be upset that you spent all your money on a full bottle of perfume and then you hated it, which I've totally done. Scentbird is a monthly subscription service, and you'll get your first bottle at just $8 for the month, and then after that it'll be $16.95. There's so much flexibility with Scentbird. You can change your fragrances every single month. There's over 700 that you can pick from. They have Prada, they have Versace, they have like very nice luxury well-known brands, but then they also have more niche brands that you can discover. And then everyone can ask you what you're wearing, and you're like, oh, it's just this niche little brand, like you've probably never heard of it. And then you're a trendsetter. These little vials are full of a 30-day supply, so you can wear it for the entire month, test out how you like it. And honestly, this is such a good way to learn about scents and fragrances. By getting these Scentbird perfumes, I'm slowly but surely like starting to learn. They send you a little card that gives you the notes and what's in it. So if you're interested in trying Scentbird for yourself, you can scan the QR code above or click on the link in my description. And if you use my code eldredge, my last name, you can get 55% off at checkout. By using my code, you'll get the product for half the price. That's just $8. I think that's a really good deal to try out your scents, and you get a free case and delivery right to your door. Once again, my code is eldredge, ELDREDGE. Make sure you spell it correctly, because I'm not gonna lie, you guys, I have seen some YouTube searches related to my name, and it does not make me believe that anyone truly knows how to spell my last name correctly. So just remember, all E's, no I's in my last name. Use my code. Thank you, Scentbird, for sponsoring this video. And these are my self-care solutions. Thank you, everybody. Thank you so much. Taking care of yourself a lot of the time is easier said than done. You come up with a list of things to do for yourself, and each item on the list seems easy enough, but put them all together and then try to add consistency on top of that, it can become an uphill battle. I have slowly come to the realization that our bodies and minds need different things for different seasons, and it hasn't been until the last few years that I've slowly come to terms with the fact that it's okay to slow down in the winter. It's okay to spend more nights in, it's okay to focus on hobbies or your own well-being, and it's okay to have a slower paced life sometimes. Sometimes I feel so much pressure to be living this really fast-paced, exciting, busy life all the time just because of the nature of where I live. I'm in New York City, it's a fast-paced city, but sometimes it's okay to just slow down. Typically, December is when I fall out of my routines. The holiday season is busy, it gets cold, it gets dark, and then I tend to tell myself, oh, I'll just get back into it in the new year. But then January, every single year, rolls around, and it is a lot of things to restart after taking a hiatus for 1 or 2 months. And I quickly learned that I can't keep up. So this year I've decided I'm going to be breaking the cycle. Now, I'm not going to do anything crazy or drastic to do this. I'm just simply actively choosing to take care of myself. These little habits that I'm holding myself accountable to keep up with are making me more productive, healthier, and more likely to stay consistent through the new year, and they keep me on track. I have, for the most part, been working from home for about 5 years now between my previous corporate job and then this YouTube channel, so I have spent a lot of time at my desk. Luckily, I have things like dance class and rehearsals and auditions to get me out of the door, but on days or weeks like this where I don't have many of those things, especially during winter, it's so easy for me to fall into a major seasonal depression and get super unmotivated. So, on days like today, where the majority of my day is spent working at home, I try to tap into my self-care solutions that I made for myself to feel more like a person and put together and just have some healthier habits. But now I'm sick of doing a voiceover, so let me actually talk to you. Are you guys cold? Because it gets so cold in my apartment, I had to put a sweatshirt on. I saw someone's Instagram story saying it's gonna be colder in New York this week than it is in Alaska. I don't know if that's factual or real. I just saw someone post it, but maybe. It's been pretty cold. I mean, obviously not as cold as it could get, but way colder than it's been. Like a few weeks ago, I feel like it was like 65 degrees. All of a sudden it's in the 20s. I feel it. I feel myself slipping into my unmotivated winter blues, I guess, as some may say, my seasonal depression. I just feel like every year it gets harder to deal with the cold in the winter. I'm not trying to be a big complainer, because like that's just what it is. But it's something that I feel like as a kid, I didn't really notice. But every year I get older, it affects me so much more. Like as a kid, I'm like, oh, it gets dark earlier, it gets colder, whatever. And maybe because like as a kid and even like in high school and college, you're in school during like the entire winter. So like you're kind of distracted, right? Like you're going to class, you're running around, you're doing extracurriculars, you like don't really have time to think about how cold it is. And there's like so much like newness in it. You know, it's the end of one semester in December, but then a new one starting in January. Like there's so much fresh start and like new things going on that you kind of distract yourself. As an adult, when you do the same thing every month of the year, it takes a toll on you because you're trying to do the same things you do in July and December, but it's so cold and there's no daylight. That's just my observation. Don't call me a scientist or anything. I told you guys my cats were gonna be in the Christmas tree and I was right. They're in it already. Say hi. I have been working all morning on a video that I just posted and now it's lunchtime. I'm gonna make some lunch because another thing I feel like that happens to me in the winter is I get really unmotivated to make meals. I don't really want to cook. I don't really want to be active. Like I just kind of shut down. And also on top of that, I feel like in November, December, it's hard because there are so many holidays and busy things going on. So it's kind of hard to be in a normal routine and like make food. So I get that. So I went to the store. I went to the store yesterday and I was like, I'm gonna make real meals this week and not just like scrounge for things because I did that last week and it was not fun. I got stuff to make a quinoa salad because I have not been prioritizing like vegetables recently. I've just been like eating whatever. I love making a quinoa salad. I do like a Greek type one. I put like feta and olives and stuff in it. So I made the quinoa yesterday, so it's cold and everything. I literally had a nightmare last night that I made the whole quinoa salad and then I left it out all night. I don't know why that was my nightmare. Should probably unpack that with somebody. I'm thinking we're gonna do red pepper, red onion, roasted red pepper, Kalamata olives, and then I saw these lemon stuffed olives. I think they're new at Trader Joe's. I'm so intrigued by these. Actually, we're gonna taste them right now because I wanna know what it tastes like. It's really finding joy in the little things. Like I feel like something as simple as trying a new item at the grocery store I've never tried before. The little things. I don't know how to feel about this. I'm really hoping it's good. Okay, you know what? That's pretty good. I was a little skeptical, but I like it. Okay, look at this quinoa salad. That looks delicious. I topped it with some feta. I did red wine vinegar and olive oil. Do you eat this with a spoon or a fork though? I have no idea. Taking like a little stretching break. Oh my goodness. I definitely am gonna do some sort of physical activity tonight. I just can't decide if it's the gym or dance class. So we're TBD on that. done with all of my YouTube stuff that I like needed to absolutely get done today. And it's about 5 o'clock. And so as much as I want to just sit in here and do nothing, I have not done any physical activity today. I haven't really even left. So we're leaving, we're going to the gym, we're gonna do a workout. I'm already kind of in workout clothes pretty much for the most part. So let's just head to the gym. Tell me why it's not even 6 and it feels like it's midnight. It's so dark and cold outside. But moving around actually made me feel a lot better and like got my circulation going, you know? I did a workout, walked around a little bit, went to the bodega to get an Ollie Pop, and they were out. So my friend Maggie is coming over in a little bit because I haven't seen her in like 2 weeks. She might bring me one, so no worries. I got some to make grilled cheese and tomato soup for dinner. So I was thinking about washing my hair, but honestly, I'm gonna probably go to the gym again in the morning tomorrow. So I'll probably just wash my hair after that. So we're just gonna rinse off. Dinner time. Gonna do this grilled cheese and tomato soup. It's the next day, but might as well be the same day because I'm sitting down and kind of picking up exactly where we left off. I made a grilled cheese and tomato soup. The only difference is Maggie's not here, it's just me. I wanted to talk about the one thing that I kind of alluded to the whole video but never really spoke on, and that's hobbies. Like I said, 2024 was the year of the hobby. Now, did I fall off of that in the past few months? For sure. It's winter. It's the perfect time to pick it back up. I feel like winter is the perfect time to learn new skills or invest in new hobbies because you have a lot more time at home, you know? Or at least a lot more time indoors. In the spring and in the summer, the weather's so nice, you wanna be outside. You're more inclined to wanna leave, go see friends, go see family, go hang out with people. Also, like you're more inclined to spend your evenings out and about doing things, at least I am. I find in the spring and summer, I'm way more inclined to be out and about and doing things. But in the winter, you're more inclined to maybe stay at home, have a cozy night in. Last winter, I decided to try my first ever hobby, literally. I feel like every single thing I ever do that I enjoy, I try to monetize. And I finally decided to sit down and learn something that I'm just gonna do purely for fun, and that is crocheting. So if you've been watching me since last year, you're gonna be really excited when I pull up what I'm about to show you. The blanket. Here it is, it's back. And if you are new here and you have no idea what I'm talking about as I'm ripping stitches out of this blanket, because did I put a stitch marker in? No. For sure I didn't. I started working on this blanket probably at the end of January this year. And my goal was to get it done by Memorial Day, to sit on this blanket in the park. Obviously that didn't happen because we are now many months past Memorial Day. My goal was to get this done before then, didn't. Then I moved the goal to Labor Day. Then I moved to the end of the year. There's no way I'm finishing this in the next 3 weeks. I thought this would be a good time to bring it back out and work on it because I don't just want to leave this blanket unfinished. Like, I truly want to finish it. I'm a little stressed though. I'm scared I forgot how to crochet. I spent the entire day editing my upload for tomorrow. I got all my YouTube work done. I decided I'm just going to dedicate the rest of the evening tonight to relearning how to crochet and working on my blanket. While I eat dinner, and maybe I'll turn something on the TV. Giving myself that time because I feel like a lot of times I like to work just like through the night. But I found a good stopping point today. Nothing is super pressing, so I'm gonna give myself the rest of the day to work on this. So everyone say hello to the blanket. She's back. She's fabulous. I'll link below like the pattern and everything. I'm pretty sure it's called Picnic on the Beach. This was my very first crochet project ever. And I've done a few projects since, but this is literally what I started with. I would not recommend that. I would not recommend starting with a project that has this many different intricate patterns. The only upside of it is I'm learning how to do so many different stitches. This is a crazy blanket, and to be honest, I don't even remember how to do any of it. I'm hoping it's like riding a bike. I hope once I get out my hook, I'm gonna remember. Where did we leave off, you know? I know we're doing the pink and blue section. I don't even remember how to crochet. Okay, I'm starting to relearn. The thing is, Bennett will like bat at the yarn every once in a while, but he doesn't really care. I haven't crocheted since I got Olive, and she is loving the yarn. That's something to account for, but we're back on track. I really had to remember like where I left off. Don't worry everybody, we figured it out. Maybe if I'm lucky, this blanket will be finished by 2026. I can't with these cats. She's fully in the tree. Girl! Oh no. I knew this was gonna happen. Everybody warned me, everybody told me. The thing is, I'm waiting for Bennett to think he can also jump up there because that's when the tree's going down. Guys, I had to move the Christmas tree into the spare room and close the door. They knocked over the tree. I couldn't deal with it right now, so I had to just move it out. In my Christmas decorating video, the two most common suggestions, I guess you could say, I got were to put the Christmas tree on the bar stool or on the coffee table. And guys, no offense, what? I do agree I maybe could get like a stool or something, like a short stool, like no taller than this, and put the tree on it. I think that could be a good idea. To be honest, if the cats weren't jumping and attacking it, I don't really even mind it just being on the floor. Today for fun, I tried putting it on the bar stool. It was like way too wide for the bar stool, and then it was like freakishly tall, and I just knew that Olive would jump on it and the whole thing would come crashing down. So no, way too tall. And then other people suggested to put it on the coffee table. How am I gonna watch TV? I could move the coffee table, I guess, to like the side. That would work, but I need my coffee table. Yeah, I have like a little lip that comes up that you can eat dinner with, you know, like a little TV tray type thing. Look how much progress we're making. I added the brown in since I sat down. So to be honest, not much progress, but we already know I'm a very slow crocheter, and like especially getting back into it, I'm gonna be even slower than I probably was a few months ago. I don't think I've touched this blanket since May. Also, if you hear some ambiance in the back of pitter-pattering feet, it's my cats chasing each other. This feels so good, you know, getting back into something you haven't had time to do in a while. A lot of times during the day, I find myself just scrolling on TikTok, getting anxious, getting stressed, and instead of doing that, I could be crocheting. Is my final form avoiding the winter blues deleting TikTok? Because typically around this time of year, every single year, I end up deleting TikTok. Just because I get so many TikToks of things I just don't need to know about that stress me out and make me feel very sad and existential. I don't think that is necessarily good for me. So maybe we delete TikTok. The only issue is every time I delete TikTok, if a friend sends me a TikTok, I can't watch it. Also, I like using TikTok to look up like recipes and stuff, so I don't know. I was gonna watch a movie or something while I was crocheting, but I'm spending this time to watch some YouTube videos because I also find that I don't really watch as many YouTube videos as I used to. When I worked my full-time job, I constantly had YouTube going on my iPad all day long. So I would watch vloggers, I'd watch people all the time. To be honest, my favorite genre on YouTube to watch is not vlogs. I actually don't really enjoy watching vlogs that much. I really only watch a handful of vloggers. My favorite thing to watch is commentary. I love like Danny Gonzalez. I found a new girl the other day that I really liked. She had a very, very interesting video. Gabby Bell. I really, really like her videos. So I just found her the other day and I watched a very interesting video called The Death of Commentary, talking about commentary YouTube channels. Very interesting. I don't know, I watched an assortment of things on YouTube, but how many hours have I been crocheting out here? Probably 4. I don't have like a ton of progress. I ended like right above this pink, so I got a good chunk done, and I'm starting this like little green kite type pattern. Definitely like just take my time. It's not like I'm trying to go for speed. I'm also relearning, and also this little kite pattern I'm doing right now, I have to switch between like 3 colors and it's very confusing. I totally forgot that when I first started learning, I learned in UK terminology because the lady that I was learning from is from the UK and she's the one that made this pattern. And she had like tutorial videos to get me started, but it was all in UK terms. So I decided to just do UK terms, whatever. That's how I saved the pattern on my iPad. Ever since I started doing more projects, like I started making flowers and coasters and other things, I started doing it in US terminology. So the most recent patterns I've done have been in US terminology, but this is in UK. I'm bilingual when it comes to crochet because I am like going back and forth between these UK and US terminology terms. Emily got home from work and we watched a really bad Netflix movie starring Chad Michael Murray. It's called The Merry Gentleman. Would not recommend. Those movies like that are like Hallmark-esque, I don't know. I just can never really get on board with them. This girl like was a Broadway dancer and then got fired, so she went to her small town and then choreographs this Magic Mike-esque show that stars like the random guys in the town to save her family's bar that's about to go under. Somehow in like a week they make $30,000. I don't really know how that happens. Oh, spoilers, by the way, if you are planning on watching this. But I think what I can't get on board with is movies like this. It always ends with like this girl who had this wildly successful career giving it all up to like find some guy. I don't know. The whole concept of it makes me annoyed. Like she was supposed to be this Broadway dancer for like 12 years and she gets fired. She comes home, she's like really stressed out and her family's like, well, do you have a boyfriend? Like they're not thinking like, oh, your wildly long career on Broadway, that's crazy. Like what are you gonna do next? Like they're just like asking if she has like a boyfriend. It annoys me so much. And then you know at the end she gets the offer to come back and go be back in the show and have a raise and do all this stuff and she turns it down to stay and like try to date this man whose wife left him, who has been living in the town for like a year, who she's known for like 5 days. He gets so mad at her when she almost goes to leave and he's like, I can't believe you're leaving me, like blah blah blah. Meanwhile, this is her career. She's not asking this guy to leave. He has a career in the town. She's not asking him to leave. I'm sure it was intended to just be a cute little movie, and you know what? It was fine. It was a fine holiday movie, not my favorite. Probably one of my least favorites. You know, I would say another form of self-care is watching a nice little movie with your friend, but maybe not this one. So I think I'm gonna call it quits on the crocheting for the night because this pattern is kind of bothering me, and I feel like I need a fresh mind to start working on it. I have yellow, I have green, I have pink, blue, brown. I feel like I'm listing off all the colors in Joseph's dream coat or whatever. I don't even think I'm halfway done with this blanket yet. There's so much going on. I think I've shared all of my knowledge I can about escaping the winter blues from the comfort of your own home, because honestly I'm still working on it. And sometimes it can be tough when it's so cold and dark out to feel like inspired to do things, but one day at a time, I'm like trying to establish routines and habits that are gonna help me be a little more productive. So I'm gonna go to sleep. I'm curious, like what are your favorite ways to escape the winter blues? I guess if that's how we're gonna be talking about like seasonal depression or like kind of getting in a slump. Like what are your favorite ways to get out of that? I'm curious, let me know. And I once again want to thank Scentbird for sponsoring this video. I have all the information in the description below. Just use my code eldredge and you can get 55% off. I'm gonna head to bed. Thank you so much for watching, and if you haven't yet, please subscribe to my channel, give this video a thumbs up, and I will talk to you in the next video. Bye.